I'm out here about half an hour away from my house at the current moment. I went for a beautiful drive for about 2 hours, driving on the beautiful roads here in Northern California. I have all of these strategies to plan. My greatest joy is to plan strategy. My greatest joy is to see what something is and see its potential and being able to close the gap in between. As of recording this, I own just over 30 businesses, different percentages of these different businesses. But for 30 businesses, I am single-handedly designing and strategizing the growth year on year. On top of that, I mentor well over 150 entrepreneurs simultaneously from year to year, sometimes a little bit more. And do you want to know where all the strategy starts? When I get those entrepreneurs to strategize for themselves, when I'm actually building the strategy, it's right here. It doesn't have to be the forest, but you don't see me in front of some Google Excel doc or some board or anything like that. I'm Scott Oldford, and I want to share with you the planning methodology that has allowed me to help others make hundreds of millions of dollars, and why it's nothing that majority of entrepreneurs believe it is. I'm out here. I'm about half an hour away from my house at the current moment. I went for a beautiful drive for about 2 hours. It was just in the flow with that. Driving on the beautiful roads here in Northern California. It's coming into 2023, and I don't know when you're watching this video, but this applies any time of the year. I have all of these strategies to plan, and I love that. It's really my greatest joy is to plan strategy. My greatest joy is to see what something is and see its potential and being able to close the gap in between. Now, majority of when entrepreneurs are like, okay, let's get down to business, let's get strategy, what's the first thing they do? Almost always they go to the numbers first. How much money do I want to make next year? What do I want to create next year? I don't know if that's necessarily the best place to actually start. We want to end up there. We want to talk about that. We want to be in and around there, but is that really where we want to start? Maybe not. So here's what I do. When I'm talking about or kind of like envisioning the growth of a business, I go to somewhere I love. It can be the beach, it can be nature, it can be whatever sanctuary spot. It could be just meditation in the bathtub, in the shower. I start to envision what I want this business to be in the world. I start first with my heart and empathy of what will this create for the person that is my customer. Let's just start there. And then I start feeling from that place not what success feels like for that business, but what happens if that vision comes to fruition? What happens if we are able to execute on whatever strategy comes later? But let me start with the feeling of the impact that is created. And I hate the word impact, but I just use it. But the impact more than anything else is how does the customer feel and how is their life impacted? What happens in their family, with their friends, with their great-great-great-great-great-grandson in 3, 4, 5 generations from now? And then I think about, well, where is that business? Where is the business right now? Let me get into more of the realistic side now. Let me get out of the pie in the sky and let me get into the realistic side now. And then I start thinking about all the different strategies that we can utilize. I mean, all the different frameworks and methods and social media platforms and all the different things. And then I take a piece of paper or a voice note and I start detailing all of the challenges in that business, all of the places where we have the opportunity for it to be significantly better. And then I put them under, in my book, The Nuclear Effect is all about this. I put them under the marketing and the sales and operations and team and mindset and finance. And I might be out here or I might be somewhere else. I'm scribbling this down. I'm dumping out of my mind. What are all the things that there are opportunities inside of? What are all the things that I need to solve? Business is the ability to solve problems. And that's what entrepreneurs do. We solve the problems of the world. And through solving a problem, we provide value. And through that value, we're, of course, paid. So then I have the vision of where we're, going. What makes sense for the next era? Okay, because there's things you might put on there you can't even tackle for 2 or 3 years. But in the next year, what are the things that are going to make this business amazing? We're not talking about money just yet, but what's going to make it so that this business is amazing, that this business runs, that it is a sellable, exitable business, that it provides value to its customers, it provides value to me. What does that look like? What are the things I actually need to do? Once I have that done, then I start going to what is the capacity of this business? And what is the energetic capacity? How much energy can actually flow through this business based upon everything that's there? And what I mean by that is, in my business, in my mentorship business, I have about the energetic capacity for 480 people to be customers on a yearly basis. Outside of my digital stuff, in terms of me individually helping someone 480 slots a year. Okay. More intimately, about 180. I can't do any more than that. It's out of alignment with my life. And that's a conversation for a different day. I look at that and I say, okay, how do we merge these things together? And then how do we ensure that we're building the business we want, providing customers with what they need and want, and we're providing ourselves with what we want so we can have enough time out here doing what we love, whatever that is for you. Then we go to, what do we believe that this year has in store for us? Then is it about putting a bunch of money in the bank? Is it about growing audience? Is it about creating a super scalable business? Is it a hustle year, or is it a, relaxed year? Because every year, every season, doesn't necessarily have to be a year, but every season, it has a rhythm. And if you align to the rhythm, you align to the path of life, which creates a lot more alignment and flow in your life versus going and being like, well, we every single year going to be better than the last year and the last year and the last year. Well, that's the addictive tendency of the ego that will lead you to generally not that much fun, not that much inner success. And now I can go home and I can open up my Google spreadsheet and I can start plotting things in and I can start putting in all the different problems and issues. And then I can be like, okay, cool. You know what? Next year, this is what I want my life to look like. This is what I want the business to look like. This is what we're going to work on. And here's what we're going to go towards when it comes to money in terms of actual value. And now, of course, I'm taking a lot of pieces out of here, 30,000 foot view here. Then I can go and I can build that year plan. And then I can build that 90-day plan. And then I can build that 30-day plan. And then you know what I do is every month, come back out here, wherever here is, you realign, you refocus. What did I learn? What went the way that I expected? What went the way that I didn't? What must I surrender to? And then through that, we continually evolve this plan so that we're adapting with the flow of life based on the information that the universe is giving us. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you take a look at my entire strategy, my entire framework for planning the next week, the next month, the next 3 months, quarter, and the next year. I built this framework for the businesses where I'm an investor and an advisor so that they can utilize the same process that I do. So they build a business that's in alignment, that's profitable, that's growing, and still is based upon their life. Enjoy.